This is Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 110. We focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from a man's point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, our new ones, our OGs. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
On today's show, Dr. Dre's wife explains why she needs $2 million a month.
Damn, first Easy, then Suge, and now his ex-wife?
Kamal tells the story of two celebrities he had a shot with.
At least that's what I believe.
Brad Pitt takes his new boo to he and Angelina's old crib. Future gets the hookup on child support payments. And was Steve Nash is hiring an example of white privilege? All that and more right now. Samurai Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I am Kamal.
And we are saving relationships one listener at a time. We're going to start this with the front page. Kamal, man, it is hot as hell in Los Angeles. How are you beating the heat, dog?
Whoever invented the air conditioner. Whoever invented that motherfucker has saved our lives. Yeah,
I was raised without the AC, man, growing up in Rialto, man. Moms, we never turned that bad boy on. Maybe once or twice. We was using fans. One time we had the like a bowl of ice with a fan blowing off of that. And that's what I've been doing, man. I have not turned on the AC in none of these days, man. I've just been going to the coolest rooms. You know, you have a hot side of the house and a cool side of the house. I've just been going to the cool side of the house. And that's what's been saving my ass, dog.
Oh, no. We just had the air cranking for like the past couple of days. I went outside yesterday to the last couple of days, actually, to clean up the backyard.
Okay. Wow. Now? Why now? Of all days.
Oh, man, my girl, like, because it was so hot, she was like, she wanted to invite some people over to come swimming and stuff. And so we got like old, pool toys from like last year and stuff like that. That's a bit weathered. So I got to throw them away. So I'm in there cleaning up the backyard. And man, it's about like 8 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
And man, that sun creeped over like my house, like, it rises. It creeped over that corner, was baking me. I was like, oh man, I can't do this shit. I gotta wake up early, like on some slave shit. I gotta wake up before sun up.
Hey man, so I did not get the COVID, man. I got to shoot my commercial, man. That was great news, dog. I did that, man. I'm hoping it runs forever, homie. It was cool. First time I was on a commercial set for almost 4 years, man. Because that Progressive joint ran for 2 years, but I shot it. I mean, I booked it in 2016, so it's been almost 4 years, Kamal.
Wow.
I know, man.
Wow.
So I was glad to have done that, man. We get this thing started, man. We got to talk about this dude, President Trump. A video of him from back in 2016. Speaking of 2016, he made a parody video of him talking to a President Obama lookalike and running down all President Obama's faults before telling him that he was fired. It was supposed to be run at the RNC from 2016, but it got cut.
12.
It was supposed to run in 12?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was wondering, like, why are you talking about Obama when you weren't running against Obama? So it was supposed to run in 12, so that's why he was going against it. And this was before Trump was even going to be a candidate. Right.
This is for Mitt Romney's joint. And the Romney people thought like, they claimed it was scheduling, but the Trump said that they were too scared because it wasn't PC. It was too controversial or whatever.
Yeah,
I watched it, man. It was dumb.
It was dumb.
And the crazy thing about it is, if you listen to that, if you watch that video, you can pretty much relate that to Trump's, the argument against reelecting Trump. If you watch
everything.
Everything he said.
Oh, you play golf too much? Like, dog, you know how often President Trump is on the golf course?
Oh, he's there this weekend.
The Oval Office?
Yeah. Huh? I mean, honestly, you can use that as a anti-Trump message. I mean, campaign video. Yeah, everything he said pretty much is damning evidence on why he shouldn't be reelected.
They should do a sketch of like Trump talking to Trump and telling himself why he's fired. Like even down to where he's like, keeping important information from people who hired you and stuff like that. It's like, huh? Hey, dude, that's what you do. What are you talking about? Hey, man, when we come back, man, we have some feedback. Then after that, a guy gets a chance to hook up with a 10, but she has one major catch. Will he still do it? Find out. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, guys? I sure hope you're enjoying the show. If you like it, I invite you to go to our website, themrapodcast.com, and catch up on over 100 episodes that we have in store for you.
You ain't working, you might as well check us out.
And if you want some more, go over to The World According to Cheryl and check me out on Cheryl Underwood's podcast. We post content there every single day. We have her normal radio show labeled SUR, and then the Cheryl Underwood podcast, where we get in her personal business every Friday. Then on the weekends, we have the specialty shows that range from Late Night Cupcake into Auntie Cheryl's House Party to our gospel show, Spiritual Nourishment.
You gotta check out The World According to Cheryl, even though I ain't on it.
We got some feedback, Hobie.
Do we now?
Yes, we do, man. This is from ACJ in LA regarding our conversation from episode 107 and about the rules about who can join the bubble, the NBA bubble. He said the hoes have to qualify the same way the players qualify. I'm guessing he's talking about, having the quarantine. So anybody who comes in that bubble has to be quarantined. Okay, that's what he's talking about. Allow a man to be a man. Bring in the woman of his preference. If the girl goes in trying to have sex with more than one player, tell the player your girl must leave. Most guys are going to have their hoes in line for the trip. Come on now. Let men be men. That was pretty simple, Kamal.
Pretty simple. I agree. You want these guys to be happy. What you don't want is them sneaking off. Yeah, you don't want what happened in Seattle. Somebody sneaking somebody in. So they're grown-ups. You got to treat them as grown-ups, man. I understand you want people to be safe. But, hey, listen, man. You have employees, and you want these employees happy. You never want them to be, you don't want them ever to be disgruntled.
Never. You give them some booty benefits, man. This is from Reggie from Fayetteville. It's the next one. He said, thanks for reading my email. Gents, Kamal was right. I'm used to running things because I'm in the military. You guys confirmed what I already thought, so thank you. I think it was Kyle's dad who said last week, I'm letting her run the little things, but standing my ground on the big ones. All right, well, that's pretty simple, Kamal. I think he agrees with us, dog. You cool with it?
Definitely cool with it.
And, man, we come back, a guy gets a chance to hook up with the 10. She has one major catch. Will he still do it? Find out next at MRA Podcast. According to Webster's dictionary, being in post-nut mode is when you have a clear mind and you can make sound decisions as if you just busted a nut.
Yeah, I don't know if Webster actually said that.
No, he didn't. But our listener, Big Easy Q, told us all about it, and we can relate. Women, men. So listen, if you have a story of when you did something foolish.
In pre-nut mode.
Yeah, something really dumb. Maybe it was top grime. Especially something in pre-nut mode you don't want nobody to know about. Hit us up, and we'll tell the world. We can all laugh at your expense, and hopefully you'll learn from your mistakes.
Aristotle once said, the results of pre-nut mode is the best teacher. I think he said some shit like that.
Send us your stories at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That's dearirby@themrapodcast.com. And now it's time for a post-nut mode story, only on the MRA Podcast. This one's from Larry from the port. I don't know which port. Is it Shreveport? Is it Newport? Is it, I don't know what it is. Newport News.
Is it Portland?
Larry from the port. Huh?
Is it Portland?
Portland, exactly. But Larry from the port said, I met this girl at the club back when I was in college, and she had to be the baddest chick I ever seen. Body was banging, hair was on point, face was a 10. She was way out of my league. I got the courage to talk to her, but I didn't know what to say because she already had her drink in her hand, which took away my opener of Can I Buy You a Drink? That's that T-Pain song. I just decided I would ask to buy her another one. Hey, there you go. Be creative, dog. So I walks up to her, and I asked what she was drinking. She said apple martini, and the smell that came off her mouth was so foul, it almost showed on my face. But she was so pretty, I said, it's probably the alcohol. We get to talking, this girl was cool as a fan. I asked her to come to my apartment. She said yes. We get to my crib, go to my room, and I didn't want to kiss her, but she kissed me, and I had to pivot to her neck so that we could still be intimate, and I could still handle the smell. She gets to taking off her clothes and push my head down to eat her, but there was an aroma coming through her pants. Eesh. I couldn't eat it. Luckily, I kissed around her body enough to get her going, and we still hooked up. I excused it all by saying she was probably funky because we had just been dancing. A couple of days later, I took her to the jacuzzis where couples go for dates. I figured the chlorine would kill the smell. This time, he was really thinking. This time we went to her house, and after that, this time we went to her house after, and that smell was in the walls. Oosh. She just had a strong body odor, and she couldn't help it. Poor baby. I still hit it. Boy, dudes are hilarious. But that was the last time. Larry from the park. Come on, have you ever hooked up with someone who had hygiene issues?
Hell no.
Why not, dog? You just never seen it, or you never even been in the situation?
No, sir. I have sensitive nose, and I'm sensitive to like bad smells and whatnot. I'm sensitive to all smells, but bad smells really stomach turning. So, nah. Once I saw her in the club, and honestly, he said that she was out of his league. Once she said that she was out of his league, he had to realize that he's got this dime and she's available. Something must be wrong with it. If you saw on the street, man, this clean Range Rover on sale for like $10,000, right? You know, maybe 2 years. You would think, wow, that's a nice Range Rover, but $10,000 is cheap. Something must be wrong with this shit, and you probably wouldn't give it a second thought. You probably would just keep it driving.
This ain't right, Kamal. Because what you're saying is, if she's available, if it's a dime and she's into you, there has to be a catch. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Dudes. That means that every time a dime, I mean, sometimes it could just be your day. Your shot could be falling, man. You've had those days in the gym where everything you throw up just drops in. You're like, man, why am I not in the NBA? Why is Coach Johnson has not put me on a team?
Here's the thing about it, man. One thing in my experience, man, dime pieces, not cute girls, not bad chicks, but dime pieces, especially in college, are usually with, like, you know what I'm saying, the college elite. You know what I'm saying? The kids that come from money, the athletes, you know what I'm saying, or the local dope dealers or the local ballers from the community. Because they can be.
Hey, man, there you go, man. We come back, Future gets the hook up, and Dr. Dre's wife says, well, she should get $2 million a month. Ugh, it's the MRA Podcast. Hey, guys, if you're digging the show, then please tell somebody. People might say something to you like, hey, man, you know, what podcast you listening to? And that's when you say the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Or the MRA Podcast with Kamal and Kyle.
Kamal, Future got the hookup on child support, man. The lady, baby mama, wanted $53,000 a month. Turns out he has to pay $3,200 a month. Now that sounds like a lot of money for you or I, but for a Future, man, that is lovely, man. How did he pull that off, dog?
Well, I think it's like temporary, you know, until they figure out something. But hey, it works. It works, man, because $53,000, I think they're just trying to, like, ask for, like, the most ridiculous amount, and hopefully they settle with someone in the middle, where somewhere in the middle is what, like, $26.50 or some shit like that?
$26,000 every month for a child.
Right. I mean, $53,000 a month is not child support.
No, that's a salary.
No, that's who makes $53,000 a month besides a rich person?
That's a yearly salary.
That's a yearly salary per month. So that is, you know, you making $53,000. You're probably a specialist at something.
You're really good at what you do.
You're
not
good at
hooking
what
dudes.
you do, not just basically sitting around and taking your kid to and from school.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, man, it's just disgusting. I remember when I was in high school, we had it was a law class that we took, and we did a mock trial. There was some child support shit, and I was I guess I was the guy's attorney about you know, trying to argue for less child support.
Yeah, future male rights activist. But go ahead.
I was 17 years old, and I realized this was some bullshit.
Absolutely, man.
I was like, wait, what? Especially like the other lawyer, the wife's lawyer, was talking about, you know, practice and sports and all these things. And my teacher, who acted as the judge, was like, listen, man, the reason why I won, because she made a compelling argument, was basically support for the child, and everything else was extra.
Yeah, man.
You know, and so I think now extra counts as support, Because I guess I think that's the thing. It's like, hey, listen, when he's at Future's house, he's used to a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it should be a lateral move to mom's house,
No.
which I totally disagree with.
No, it shouldn't. Dad did well with his life. Mom has to get her shit together.
Right. I don't see why.
That.
Yeah. Basically, because I got some fly shit at my pop's house, I'm automatically supposed to have some fly shit at my mom's
No, you're
house.
not. They should have to show receipts. I need this amount because of this exact thing, and I have to prove this. This is what this costs. This is what that costs. This is what this costs. And he should have to pay half of that, not all of that. Right. You're a grown up.
Right. That's another thing. Like child support, I'm supposed to foot the whole bill?
Based on what?
Right. Like, what do you bring to the table? Well, he lives with me. Well, let's fix that.
Yeah, let's fix that. Bring him to my house.
Bring him to my house.
Because guess what? When he's living with me, I'm not going to be paying him $53,000 a month.
No.
He's going to eat a regular person's meal. He'll go to football practice or whatever it is. He's not. I mean, that's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, and not only is that ridiculous. So when they have a kid by somebody who's well off,
yes,
they fight for full custody because that's more money. So they don't really care if a lot of them, I'm not gonna generalize, but a lot of
because
the
we
women,
don't know if they care,
right? But they don't seem like they care about their kid having a relationship with the pops.
Yes,
because if that was the case, you wouldn't fight for full custody.
You
wouldn't fight for just having him be like every other month, Dad. You'd be like, hey, no, I'm going to court because I want this motherfucker to be here half the time.
Yeah,
they're not fighting to make sure he gets more time.
No.
They're fighting to get him less time.
Yeah,
because that equals more money.
It's all this is about, man. And speaking of more money, we come back. Dr. Dre's wife wants to hook up when it comes to spousal support to the tune of $2 million a month. And I asked for receipts, and she allegedly has them, but they don't add up to me. And they don't add up to Kamal. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for my dude. But we'll find out when we get back. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, guys and gals, if you're enjoying the show, let someone know. Whatever app you're listening on, please subscribe, give us 5 stars, and leave a positive comment.
So why wouldn't you give us 5 stars and a positive comment? We're great.
Yes, we are. This helps our placement so that other people can enjoy the show as well.
And why wouldn't they? We're great.
Kamal, Dr. Dre's wife is just losing me, dude. Because she is a lawyer, so she knows the game. And she has a list of what she thinks justifies her asking for $2 million a month. Her list includes laundry and cleaning, $10,000 a month. Clothes, oh my gosh, $135,000 a month for the woman you're not with anymore. This is infuriating. You don't want to be with me. You want $135,000 a month for clothes every single month? Every month, Kamal. This month is over. I need a new $135,000. I don't understand that. Education, tuition, and living expenses, $60,000 a month. Where's your kid going? How much is USC? Dr. Dre donated $1 billion to USC. Can't they give him a discount, dog? Entertainment, $900,000 a month. In the COVID era? Are we joking here? What the fuck? What are you going to... Where are you... I don't... 900,000 and straight face. Charitable contributions, 125,000. No. You ain't going to decide what I... Mortgage, $100,000 a month. That's the only part that I can understand. Telephone and cell phone, email. This is the part where I'm like, I don't want to call this wife out of her name, but she wants $20,000 a month for her telephone, email, and cell phone. Kamal, when I was with my wife in college, we had a long distance relationship. I was in the dorms at Southern, wasn't making no money.
Yeah.
So she would call long distance to talk to me. And that bill was a lot. But those days are over, Kamal, because everybody has free long distance now. And she didn't even have $1,000 a month phone bill back then when there was no free calling. This woman wants 20,000, 20 times that amount. And we didn't even, I mean, the phone bill was expensive. It was like maybe, I don't know, 100. It was a lot of money. Where's she getting these numbers from, Kamal?
From a weird place called her ass.
Oh, my bad for
Hey, the only thing you said, the only thing you can accept is $100,000 a month mortgage. I can't accept that. The only thing I can accept is the laundry and cleaning. Because
why?
Well, I don't know how much her cleaning people charge. You know what I'm saying? She could say, I go to the best, and this is how much it costs for them to come in here every day or every week to come in and clean my house. This is what they charge me, and I got to pay it. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Everything else, clothes, education. Education, the kids are grown. If they're in college, why do I need to pay the mama money for them to for her to pay the tuition?
Send me the bill.
Send me the goddamn bill. They're grown. They're grown. I don't have to pay tuition for in a divorce. My money does not go to my wife to pay for my kids' tuition. As a matter of fact, I don't have to pay shit for them. They're grown. But I will. Send me the bill. Entertainment, $900,000. See, that was because she had to get to that $2 million. So that's why that one is just so vague. You know, what's entertainment? You know what I'm saying? She flying Rihanna out to come sing for her or something like that.
Nigga, please.
Like, exactly. Like, what are you doing for $900,000 every single month?
Show receipts. Show me proof.
Kyle, if this was like on some Brewster's Million shit, and somebody challenged you to spend $900,000 a month on entertainment,
Nigga,
you couldn't do it.
Listen, come out. Here's the name of the game. I will give you $2 million every month if you can show me, if you can prove to me that you're spending $900,000 every month. Go, come out. You got 30 days to spend $900,000. Dog, Drake costs $50,000. You gonna have him come back and do an encore?
The only way he's gonna cost more than that is if you want Drake to come live with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense. The telephone and the emails, $20,000 a month. What plan does this woman have? Kyle, does she got like the old school plan where she's like going over her minutes? Like they're counting minutes and shit like that.
No, are you roaming? Is your entertainment because you fly to Dubai and you're calling back to the crib, so then you got these roaming charges? Like, dog, switch to Verizon, ma'am. Yeah. Switch to T-Mobile. They've got better plans.
Well, this is supposed to be temporary until they like the divorce.
I don't care.
Well, no, let me tell you.
Care.
Well, that's key. Because here's the thing about it. Let me tell you why this thing is dead on arrival. And you were right. She has lost her mind. Dr. Dre is taking care of all of her expenses right now.
Yeah.
So what the fuck do you need any of this money for?
Yeah.
He's paying the mortgage. You don't need any money to pay the mortgage because Dre's footing that bill.
Yes.
Telephone. That's the most ridiculous shit. Telephone, cell phone, and email, $20,000 a month. That is ridiculous. Let me tell
you what Dre said, according to her, according to TMZ. She claims that at one point they're having an argument. He said, fuck you, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. What the hell happened before he lost it and snapped? Because I've said get the fuck out before, Kamal. What did she do or say? And we get a little clue right here because he says, do not spend one more cent, period. So that means she got a little spending problem. Then he says, according to her, you can't be mean and disrespectful and spend my hard-earned money. Fuck that. Yes, that's a threat. I'm putting the beach house up for sale next week.
Yeah, I wouldn't even told nobody that if I was her.
Why would she tell people?
That's damning evidence.
People that.
That's damning evidence.
But this is how far they've lost their mind, Kamal. She's telling people that as if it's going to paint to him sounding irrational. This is the bubble of ridiculousness that this woman lives in.
Yeah.
She's telling people that she was mean and disrespectful and still wants to spend his cash.
Right.
And he threatened kicking her out, and that's supposed to make us say, ah. And then they wrote that he was violently disrespectful. Are you saying he put his hands on her? And then they wrote in another article, In previous relationships, Dre was accused of hitting his woman. See, that's that
Well, yeah,
bullshit right there.
How do you be violently disrespectful? What does that mean? That is a slick term for just saying they're trying to paint him as an abuser.
Yes. And then they gave Exhibit A as him saying, "Get the fuck out." That's abusive. Sometimes somebody needs to be told to get the fuck out, Kamal. Yeah. Especially when you're spending my goddamn money and then disrespecting me. I don't.
Hey, Kyle, I was on Dre's wife's side, man, when we first.
Why?
Well, here's the thing about it, man. I honor loyalty. I appreciate loyalty.
Okay.
And I think she was with Dre during the death row years. It might be like right after
we did talk about
Ruthless.
That. Like 107, 106, whatever. We talked about that.
Yeah, and so if she stuck with him after he lost all his money, because I'm sure a lot of people might have said, you know what, you're an idiot for leaving Suge. Suge is nice. Suge is the money. Whatever. I'm going to start gravitating towards Suge like Miss Chalet did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she was like, nah, I'm going to stick by my man. And then her man just so happens to just blow up. A lot of cats who left the label, you know what I'm saying, like Manny Fresh and them, they not doing as hot as they was when they was with the label.
Yeah.
And Dre became a certified billionaire.
With a capital B.
With a capital B. So I appreciate loyalty because she can honestly say that, you know what, when you didn't have nothing, when you was worrying about, how was we going to like pay these bills, I was there. Mm-hmm. And so, I respect that. And I honor that shit. I really do. Because I appreciate that. Because a lot of people would have jumped ship. But I don't know how much, I'm saying, nagging shit. You need to go back to Sugar and say you're sorry and kiss Tupac's ring. And you know what I'm saying? Now, if she was that person, he was like, yeah, bitch, you ain't never been on my side. But I appreciate loyalty. And so after 20-something years of marriage, I think she deserves a lot. Because, you know what I'm saying, when he built this wealth, she was there.
Yes.
Having said all of that.
Come on.
With this recent information and these recent demands and requests, I think she's a bad person, dog. Or she's been driven to be a bad person. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's so mad and now she's become irrational. She's so mad. A lot of divorces are bitter and they can get ugly. But this one, she seems irrational. And seems irrational.
That's called entitlement, Kamal. She had entitlement, and that's where heartbreak comes from. And whatever she's angry about is because she thought she deserved this. She thought she deserved that, and she don't deserve a damn thing. She has a job. She is a lawyer. Dr. Dre, they should cash her out for whatever, but $2 million a month, get the fuck out of here.
She is the ex-wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife of Dr. Dre, certified billionaire with a capital B. She never has to work a day in her life, ever again. Ugh. And now she just wants to milk the dude, hurt him financially maybe, And that's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. Like it's gone beyond. We're breaking up. This seems like
she's smearing his name.
Right.
Man. She talked about her brother-in-law came to get his Glock, and I was afraid because he can be violent. That's little.
That's what I'm saying. This is assassinating the character.
Hold the fuck up.
Yeah, this is not like. One thing I respect about what's my name, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Their little beef, whatever.
Yeah.
Like they just they don't like each other. That's all we know.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
She ain't out there just bad mouthing the motherfucker, I don't think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's basically, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck. Oh, man, did you hear about what happened this weekend or whatever? I hate doing celebrity gossip about he took his new chick to like their house.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. Yeah. I didn't like that. That was a flag on the play, though.
Yeah,
tell the people what happened, man.
So, man, I guess Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, they own this property, I think like in Italy. Or something like that, like a castle or some shit like that in France or Italy, somewhere in Europe. And he brought his new chick to this castle, but the cold thing about it is he bought it on the anniversary of Angelina and Brad's wedding. So he brought this chick to a spot they bought together. during his ex-wife, he and his ex-wife's anniversary day. Like Brad Pitt got some balls. He don't give a fuck.
Oh, well, I'm Brad motherfucking Pitt. We come back, man. Jane Fonda regrets not giving Marvin Gaye some of that cooch. We'll talk about it. It's the MRA Podcast. You listen to us, but Kamal and I want you to know that we listen to you too.
Even if we don't always respond to your tweets in a timely manner.
I love how you said we, man. So if you have some feedback, maybe you agree.
Maybe you disagree.
Or maybe you just want to tell us how much you love the show, or that you want to testify about how we specifically helped you out. Or maybe you just want to tell Kamal how he was right or wrong.
But mostly right.
Whatever you want to tell us, hit us on our social. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Hit us up and you just might hear your comment on the air.
Promise. We'll be gentle.
Kamal, they asked Jane Fonda. Now, first of all, I'm going to preface this. If you fellas, ladies, if you're listening, especially the fellas, if you've never seen the Jane Fonda when she was in her heyday, Jane Fonda was one of the coldest ones in her day. All right, she was cold. And so allegedly Marvin Gaye had a thing for Jane Fonda. He allegedly had her picture on his refrigerator, and he shot his shot. And she said no. She said no, thank you. And then they asked her, I think it was like New York Times or something like that. They did one of those magazines, New York Times Magazine or New York Times, asked her, is her greatest regret that she never had sex with Che Guevara? Now, that's the military guy, one of those, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how to explain him. But
Communist Cuban.
You know his face. You don't know his name. You know, if you see his face, you're like, oh, that guy, yes. She said, no, that's not the regret. She said, quote, no, I don't think about him. Who I do think about, and what is a great regret, is Marvin Gaye. She said he wanted to, parentheses, have sex, and I didn't. She said she was married to Tom Hayden, an anti-war activist who turned politician. I was meeting a lot of performers to try to do concerts, blah, 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 and Tom introduced me to Marvin Gaye. All right, so I appreciate that, but I think it's crazy that now she says she regretted that she never gave him some. I'm wondering, Kamal, is she talking about she regretted it while she was married, or maybe that she regretted that she didn't cheat? What do you see out of this?
I think that basically just at the end of the day, man, after all these years, she realized that basically Marvin Gaye was that dude. Mm-hmm. And that would have been like the one time. Now, obviously, the Tom Hayden thing didn't work out because, you know, she married Ted Turner for, you know.
I remember that.
She moved on.
Yeah.
You know, she moved on. And so she was probably like, man, I was loyal to this dude. And or I was, you know, I didn't want to cheat on my guy, but my guy wasn't shit after all these years. She realized.
He turned out to be a bum.
Yeah, I could have linked up with Marvin
I could
Gaye.
have found out what's going on.
Yeah, and could have said, "Hey, man, I actually, you know, had a one nighter with Marvin." Can you say that?
I know. You know, people. I've heard some women that I know that are kind of famous talk about famous guys they've had on their list. It's a thing for them for some reason, like powerful men that they've taken down or bedded and stuff like that. So, and you know, guys are the same way. You know, we definitely like to run down our resume of who we smashed and who we didn't. I'm trying to think, is there anybody I regret not smashing? And the hard thing about this, Kamal, is when you get as much ass as I do, there is no regrets because they all said yes. No, I'm joking. But I really don't. Like, I could think I don't have any regrets. Like, I'm thinking of girls that I had a chance to and I didn't, and I'm just like, I feel like I regret more women that I did smash. Like, I didn't have to do that. What about you? Like, that was not necessary.
Man, I'll say there is 2.
Okay.
And honestly,
2? That must be how you was raised.
Nah, I'm saying 2 that I regret.
Nah, that's that Chris Rock shit. 2?
Yeah.
2?
It was like, it was no guarantee I was going to smash. I just didn't put my entire bid in.
Yes.
And that was with Dominique Dawes and Brandy.
Are you serious?
Yes. I was at
Hold up. Hold the fuck up. I hate when there's all this new information I've never heard. How the fuck you get a shot of the free throw line with Dominique Dawes, the gymnast? Get the fuck out of here.
Man, okay. So we were.
As I Googled Dominique Dawes, I remember her. She was called. Go ahead.
She's from DC.
Okay.
And so I was in college my senior year, and so I guess the Olympics were over, and I guess they won the gold medal in I think '96. So around
Atlanta.
the fall time, she was back at home. The Olympics was over, and so we were leaving the club, and she was coming. She was going in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Oh, that's Dominique Dawes." I was like, "Oh no, I'm not going nowhere. I'm waiting."
You waited for her to come out the club?
I waited.
I like that.
Because I was on Dominique's. I was on her jock the whole summer. Like, oh my God, I'm watching Girls Olympics.
Yeah.
Because of Dominique Dawes, and then all of a sudden, I peep her going into the club. I'm like, oh, this is supposed to happen.
Yeah, this is. I've attracted this, yo. Like I literally just fantasized about her all summer.
Exactly.
And there she is.
Exactly. And man, when she came out, I started, having a conversation with her. And Kyle, when I say the entire block lit up, niggas driving by honking their horns, Dominic, yo, hey, what's up? And you know what I'm saying? I got I got embarrassed. Like I became like a groupie.
Yeah.
And it was like, everybody else is jockeying. I didn't want to be in that crowd of jockers, even though I'm the only one that I thought I was the only one that spotted her.
Yeah.
And so when I held her up outside, and she was cool as shit.
Yeah.
And once everybody just got to blowing their horns and walking up to her, excuse me, you just want to shake your hand, you're awesome.
In the middle of your pitch.
Right. Motherfucker actually said, we're not jockers. We just, we want to shake your hand. We think you're awesome. Like, if you don't get the fuck out of here.
You see I'm working here.
And so then I felt like, wait, am I one of these niggas? Is that how I'm coming off?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, even my boy started spitting. It was
that's so disrespectful.
Hell, hey man, it was every man for himself at this point. And so I didn't put my entire bid in. I kind of started moving away from her as the crowd started,
And you wish you would have just put your entire bid in because you never know.
Right. Same thing happened.
Tell us the Brandy story.
Brandy, I was at a rap party, Steve Harvey rap party, and for the Steve Harvey show.
What's a rap party?
After they finish the season, they finish shooting everything. They have a party and production's done. And so,
and why were you there? Wonton?
No, actually, I invited Wonton.
Hilarious.
Do you know Erica Watson and Bridget and all of them
from Rialto?
Yeah,
of course.
Their aunt is Monica Swan, who is
I did not know that.
Casting director, and
I know who Monica Swan is. Okay. I didn't know that was their aunt.
Yeah, that's their aunt. And so Bridget hooked me up with her when we
Bridget, skinny Bridget?
Yeah, Bridget hooked me up with her. And we, I was talking to Monica Swan and she was inviting me down to the set. And so I went down to a couple of tapings and stuff like that. Met Merlin and all of that stuff, man. Wow. Really cool. Met Steve. I mean, I was having conversations with him and stuff like that. And networking. I went to the rap party. And
by the way, that's the hookup.
Yeah.
And you went to the rap party?
And I, I'm chilling, playing, watching everybody dancing. Mm-hmm. And I look up and I'm right next to Brandy. Mm. I mean, I'm literally standing next to Brandy. Yeah. So, the music's loud, so I'm all in her ear talking and shit like that. And she was very nice. Mm. You know what I'm saying? She was, really, really nice. And I don't know, my long game, I didn't have time for it. And usually that's my thing, the long game. Crack a few jokes and all that stuff. And, she don't see the whole personality. But today I didn't have time for that shit. I asked for the number pretty early.
Mm. It went straight to it.
I asked for the number pretty early. And she smiled and shook her head. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night. And bounce.
So what I'm hearing you say is you had the opportunity, which I'm impressed. And instead of running the entire office, giving her the full pitch, showing her who you was, you cut straight to let me get the digits, which, as you look back in hindsight, you skip steps and you had to pay for it.
I ran a 2-minute drill. I ran a 2-minute drill. We still
Why
had a full
though? Why did you rush? Why did you rush the process?
Dude, I was feeling myself, man. I'm at this rap party. You know, the Steve Harvey people were actually coming up to me. I think while I was chilling, Merlin came up to me and dapped me up in front of Brandy. So it's like,
so now your head is my nigga. That's hysterical. Hysterical.
Like he showed me love and she don't know me, so she's thinking, who is this guy?
But he gave you social proof though.
Right.
Because when the big dogs show you love, now you've just become a big dog.
Right. And so I'm like, man, let me go ahead and I've already been anointed.
Yeah. Get straight to it.
Yes.
So Brandy. Check it out. I
what's
know
up with
you're
you?
an A-list celebrity, but what's up with them digits? Because
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I think Moesha was still on. I think
That's
this shit was
fun.
yeah, I think this was like around the time I know what you did last summer or whatever. I still know what you did. And I'm like, hey, what's up? But
so what's up with me and you?
And she was like, nah.
I'm good.
Yeah. So
I'm
again,
good.
I had no idea if it was ever going to be a smashable moment, either of them. But I didn't put my full bid in both times, and I regret that to this day, both of them.
Man, that's a great story, man. We come back to Steve Nash get the hookup to coach the Brooklyn Nets. Then it's Dear Irby time from a guy who's at the end of his rope with his wife. Will Kamal and I tell him to file divorce or to work it out? Find out soon. It's the MRA Podcast. Guys, I have a comedy album. It's called Be a Man at All Times, and it's on, what's it on? Oh, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you stream your content.
It's a damn good comedy album.
I appreciate that, man. There's stand-up on there. Kamal and I wrote a whodunit mystery called The Case of the Missing Balls. That's on there.
Based on a true story.
Check out the album. Show your boy some support. And you can buy it on iTunes. Keyword buy it. Stop streaming. Kamal, Steve Nash got hired as the coach of the Brooklyn Nets, and Stephen A. Smith said that is an example of white privilege. Charles Barkley came out and said, no, it's not. It's not white privilege. And Shaq said, you know, he knew the guy. The owner got his guy. I think it's a version of white privilege, personally. It's like, look, man, to me, if you don't want to say white privilege, another way to say is he got the hookup. And you get the hookup based on who you know. And that's why I'm not even upset about it. When it came out, man, I was hurt a little bit. It stung a little bit only because, number one, Jock Vaughn was the coach there. Jock Vaughn, California kid, actually played with my cousin at John Muir High School in Altadena. So, and my dad coached him. You know what I mean? My dad was on the coaching staff. So, like, I was hoping for Jock Vaughn to keep getting his shot. But the fact that Steve Nash, when I heard that he got hired, I was like, why him? I didn't even know he was a coach. And then I thought, oh, I know why. So that stung a little bit, for the most part. But it didn't bother me because my take is if you are in a position to hook your people up, like you were in a position to know Bridget and Erica Watson, and they hooked you up to bring you into that party, when you're in a position of power, you could hook your people up. So as black people, we need to get ourselves to a position of power so that we can hook our people up and stop expecting the white man to hook us up. How do you feel about this whole Steve Nash head coach thing?
I heard that what Stephen A. said, calling it white privilege. And I'm going to have to agree with Charles Barkley, man. I don't think it's necessarily white privilege. I don't think him being white is the reason why he got the gig, like first-time job, high-profile job. I think it's his celebrity. I think him being a Hall of Fame point guard, 2-time MVP, famous as shit, that's what got him the job. Now, if he was some bench warmer,
like Luke Walton.
Yeah, Luke Walton was the assistant coach. He paid his dues a little bit, and he got to coach the team when the head coach was sick for a few months.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So Luke Walton actually had receipts. You know what I'm saying? He actually had some credibility. But Steve Nash, I think Steve Nash. If it, Magic Johnson went to coach the Lakers. He never assistant coach. He was the coach of the Lakers.
What about Mark Jackson? He kind of got fast-tracked, right?
He might have been somebody's assistant. But, yeah, Mark Jackson isn't a Hall of Fame player. Mark Jackson is a good basketball mind, but Mark Jackson is not going to add to like the season ticket sales like a Magic Johnson did, or like a Larry Bird when he became head coach. Larry Bird wasn't on nobody's bench beforehand.
He wasn't. You're right, but he was Larry Legend, and he was a damn good coach.
Yeah, Magic was an awful
he
coach.
Took his team to the. He was. I think Larry Legend took his team to the Eastern Conference Final against Michael.
Right. I think if any Hall of Fame player wants to be a head coach, they don't have to sit on the bench. Now, no, that's not true because Patrick Ewing sat on the bench. He never got a head coaching job in the NBA. So I guess
It helps. Listen, it helps if you're a white guy, especially if you're a point guard, because let's just keep it real, man. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. What they say is that black people are physical and white people are cerebral. And so, point guards have done a good job coaching. And if you believe that white people are cerebral, you're going to, and especially if you get a guy that wasn't physically gifted, like Steve Nash was not, he put in his work and had to think his way to glory. Those kind of guys tend to be better than the natural raw athlete because they say the natural raw athlete isn't thinking. They don't realize he is thinking. They don't realize how smart a Kobe Bryant is, how smart LeBron James is. You think of a physical specimen being a dumb jock.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. I definitely agree with that sentiment. I'm just saying, like, the Steve Nash thing, because I think Jason Kidd, I think he got his first coaching job, but I don't think he had to sit on the bench. Again, point guard.
Once again, point guard. Yep, point guards.
Yeah. Now he's an assistant because, he's had he has a couple of stops that didn't pan out. But I think his first gig, he just got the job.
He got the headman,
right.
Headman.
Derek Fisher is not a Hall of Fame player, but he's kind of famous because he played for the Lakers. I think Derek Fisher just got the gig. He didn't
point guard.
He wasn't
another point guard.
Yeah, he wasn't an assistant
Patrick
coach.
Ewing, not a point guard.
Right. So I don't think it's necessarily white privilege. I think him being white definitely doesn't hurt.
I think it definitely helps.
But I think that it's the MVPs. I think it's the Hall of Fame career, and I think it's like you said, being a point guard. And this is Brooklyn. We need to we got to sell some tickets. Let's make this the hottest ticket in land. We got Kyrie. We have Kevin Durant. We want this shit sold out every single night.
Yep, and that's exactly what they want. We come back, man. We have a Dear Irby from a guy who's at the end of his rope with his wife. Will Kamal and I tell him to file divorce, or will we tell him to stay? You know how Kamal likes to say it. So we'll find out if he stays pat to his tradition. Find out soon. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys, what's up? If you're enjoying this show, do us a favor and donate to our Patreon.
Word.
Just go to www.patreon.com. That's Patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Word.
It's that simple. Listen to the show, love the show, share the show, break the show off with some dough.
Bars.
Let's get into this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Dear Irby, I have been married for close to 12 years now, and I'm at the end of my rope. We used to have sex all the time, but we are down to like 2 to 3 times a week. I can't handle that, and as you guys know, a man cannot go back sexually like Chris Rock said. I love it, the Chris Rock reference, because you know I was going to give the reference anyway. I have told her before that she can't do this to me, especially now that I'm being faithful. She complains that I don't spend enough time with her, but I'm here every day now that the pandemic hit. How much more time does she need? My brother told me I should take walks with her, but the thought alone makes me cringe. I am tired of getting advice from all these people who don't know what they're talking about. So I'm ready to bring it to the experts. What should I do? Because I'm ready to file. Freddie in the Valley. Kamal, man. Now, before you go to what you're going to say, Kamal is famous for saying, file for divorce. Kyle always says stay. Kamal says, what? What? She was late? She was late putting the dinner on the table? I think you need to divorce her. What? She talked back. Hey, man, you got to let that go. Sometimes you got to cut ties. She did what? She what? She was with your friend? Oh, no, that's unforgivable. Time to cut ties. Kamal, what should our Freddie do?
I think Freddie needs to stick this one out, man.
Oh, look at
Here's the thing about it, man. Here's the thing about it. He's been
Wait
married.
a minute. We are not about to glaze over this historic moment of Kamal telling a marriage to stay together. I think even in the commercial you say, or what do I say? It's coming up. They'll hear it about the divorce or we've been together or encourage divorce. And Kamal is not encouraging divorce from us. All right, tell us, dog.
Well, the thing about it is they've been married for 12 years, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
so the way I look at it is this is where like the real work starts.
Yes.
You know, looking at my parents being married for over 40 years, my grandparents did 50 before, you know, they passed. And, you know, obviously if they would have lived, they would, you know, 60, 70 years, you know.
Yeah.
So this is the tough part of the job. If you're going to be married, you know, you have to probably do some things you don't want to do. Make compromises.
Yeah.
Like you said,
Yeah.
going for the walk makes you cringe. Well, dude, I know that makes you cringe, but if she wants it, and so you can't just be like, I'm not going to give her what she wants, but damn it, I'm expecting what I want every single night.
Facts.
You know, you can't be like, hey, look, she's going to be bored out of her mind because she's not having any fun, but I need her to be in the mood. Nah, man, you have to get her in the mood. Now, like you said, you guys have been together during the pandemic. You guys have been in the same house. That's a big difference. And I learned that the hard way as well. You know, I had to learn that myself. Just being in the same house doesn't mean we're together. And so I know I spoke about this, you know, a few months ago, a few episodes ago, just finding things to watch with my girl, finding things that we can share. You know, we were watching this show, what was it? P-Valley. And we watched the season finale yesterday. And today, we were talking about it again this morning. You know, such and such was tripping last night. I know, right? And we're having a conversation on a TV show. Now we're sharing. I enjoy the show. She enjoys the show, so it's not work. You know, it's not work. Find something, Freddie, that you and your wife both like. It might be tough. For us, it's TV shows. You know, my girl still likes to go on walks and stuff like that. And, you know, sometimes I balk at it. Sometimes I give in. But, you know, she never stops trying to get me to go on walks. You need to find something that you two can thrive in, that you guys can both enjoy, and y'all can vibe. You know, talk about it afterwards. See, like the walks, to me, when I go for like a walk or hike, I really like to be in my own zone. So I really don't want somebody there talking to me.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't want that there. You know, I listen to my podcast or something like that. So that's just me. And maybe that's you as well. But find something, man. There's something that you two both enjoy, or that you can learn to enjoy, she can learn to enjoy. But include her, because once that happens, then she's gonna connect with you. That connection is gonna come back. Is, you know, the reconnection. And then once you guys are reconnected, then she's going to see you in a different light. She's going to start being goo gaga-eyed over you. And once that happens, that's when, as my girl Cardi B says, the WAP. Not just But no, that's when she starts, you know, feeling attracted to you. Because that's what you want, man. Honestly, man. First day of school, why are we getting fresh? So they can be attracted to us. All right.
Yes.
Now that you married, you know, 12 years, the attraction's probably gone. Hey, but look though, you're still getting it 2 to 3 times a week, and you're complaining.
Man, you are winning.
Yeah, you complaining
must
about
have really
that.
been smashing.
Right. And so you want more. Hey, man, it's like the first day of school, man. You got to figure out a way to get her to be attracted to you again, and whether that's just connecting, whether that's through walks, whether that's through more conversation, whatever it is, you got to figure that out. But honestly, Freddie, I would say stick it out, man. This is the tough part of the marriage.
When we come back, I'm going to weigh in. Yo, what's up? I'm Kyle.
And I'm Kamal.
And you're listening to the MRA podcast, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. Kamal, Freddie, you are tripping. I'm just going to get straight to it. You tripping, dog. We love you. You fam bam, but you're tripping. And you know why you're tripping? Kamal and I have both done this. You've come to the right place, dog. Let's go back through your letter. You're down to 2 to 3 times a week, dog. You lucky ass motherfucker. Down to 2 to 3? You don't know shit about starving sexually if you're down to 2 or 3. But I understand. We cannot go back sexually, so it's frustrating. But here's something you said Kamal didn't mention, and I'm about to go into it. Now that I'm being faithful, Freddie, from your perspective, you've given up all this side ass, and now of all times, she want to try to not give you some, which is disgusting. Because it's like, bitch, you know good and well I don't have side ass no more, and now you want to act funny? Isn't that funny? When he had side ass, he was hitting it all the time? Funny how that works. But the problem is, Freddie, she's still mad about the side ass. And here's the beautiful thing about how God created women. It's a beautiful thing. It keeps us on our A game. When we start slipping, they start tripping. If we stop giving them time, if we stop talking to them, they start to dry up. They get turned on when we do the things we're supposed to do. The problem is, though, women live in imaginary land. I'm watching this show called Love Island. I'm watching it because we talk about it on Cheryl Underwood Radio. And, of course, when I got the assignment to watch it, I was pissed. But within 5 to 7 minutes of the first episode of season 2, I was hooked. Because it's all about relationships, and you get to see people. You get to see yourself in the characters. You get to learn about women because you're listening to the women talk. Women live in fantasy land. They literally, even when they're talking to each other, like what they're looking for in a guy, like, that's not real. What are you talking about? And so, unfortunately, just like they say, and you said this last week, Kamal, we're living in the imagination of your wife's brain. The most
can't compete.
It's been,
You can't compete with that guy.
You can't. So, unfortunately, Freddie, the shit that she wants is fucking bullshit. However, some of that shit you can handle. Your brother said, take her on a walk, and you cringed. I understand that. Why would you want to walk with somebody you hate? But the truth is, this is your wife. You guys had 12 years. I'm guessing you have kids. You guys are family. You do not want to get divorced. Which is why it might be time to leave the house. You need to spend some time apart. I'm not saying move out. If you can, that'll be great. It might save your marriage. Because it's something about when you miss her again that helps you to get your mind right. Because you still love her, bro. You're just sick of her. You're going to have to find a way to do some things that she needs. Because I'm going to tell you right now, how you feel about taking a walk with her is how she feels about having sex with you. It sucks, but that's what it is. Just think about how much you'd cringe if you had to take a walk with her. That's how she feels whenever you want to have sex. She's cringing, dog. And so you got to start rebuilding that. If you rebuild it, you will come. You need some advice in your relationship
and can't afford a therapist?
Yeah. Hit us up and we'll get you through this.
We won't even charge you a copay.
Exactly. The Dear Irby letter is our longest standing segment on the MRA, dating all the way back to the webisodes. This is where we truly save relationships one listener at a time. We've saved marriages.
Encouraged divorce.
Taught a guy how to please his woman.
Encouraged divorce.
Yeah, so hit us up for advice and we'll help you out. Send your emails to dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearirby@themrapodcast.com. Where can we find you?
Twitter and Instagram at Angry Kamal.
I'm at Kyle Irby, KYLEERBY. We're both at the MRA Podcast, and we're getting back to people. So thank you for being patient with us. KyleIrby.com is where you can go to see a lot of the commercials I've done, including this new one I just shot. It ain't coming out no time soon, but when it does come out, man, you best believe I'll be trying to at least post it. The MRA Podcast is where you can hear 110 of our episodes, man. Kamal, thank you so much for always showing up prepared, bringing your A game, dog. Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.